Welcome back to Line by Golf, the podcast made from the connections we find through the great game of golf. I'm your host Ross McGuire, and today I'm joined by Alistair Pugh, founder of Scot Sticks, one of the most exciting golf accessory brands to come out of Scotland in years. We talk about a COVID lockdown, a set of garden dowels and a PhD in golf ball design, leading to creating an alignment stick from ash wood, the original timber of the game, handcrafted right here in the UK. But more than that, this is a story about what happens when passion meets patience. From quality controlling sticks engraved with the names of Rory McIlroy, Viktor Hovland and Rahm from the European Ryder Cup team to watching his product being carried by the GB&I side on the fairways of St Andrews in the Walker Cup. Let's go over to Al. Alistair Pugh, thanks for joining. And I'm going to jump straight in and just ask, what's it like to have a Grand Slam champion using your product?
I think it's bizarre is probably the first word to think about. I think we did the Ryder Cup and that was amazing in itself, doing quality control on these sticks with your actual sporting heroes written on them, and knowing that they're shipping out to Italy for them. So then to see Rory out in Dubai doing like proper driver drills, using the alignment stick not just as a piece of bag furniture for the actual practice aid that it's intended for, was very, very cool. And we kind of joke about he was in a dry spell, got the Scot Sticks in the bag, he's out in Dubai in November using the sticks, and then he goes on to win a Grand Slam and then back it up this year with another. So hey, I don't know if they're still in his bag. I like to think they are. They all use stick head covers now, but it's very, very cool. It's bizarre and very, very cool.
I hope you're getting a cut as well from his winnings over that period since he started using them.
Sadly, that one wasn't written into the contract.
And after we'll jump straight into a great story from the success of what you've put together. But where did it begin for you? How did you get into golf? Where's your passion coming from with this?
So I think like most others I'm 41, so most others of my age and who are golfers grew up the same local golf club, dropped off in the morning. You had probably in retrospect your best days, not even knowing it at the time, they were just the best days. 3 rounds, a bit of lunch, and I was all right. I think I got to about scratch at 16, was involved in the sort of Scotland squads. Didn't pursue a scholarship to America, but went to Glasgow Uni, but I got an R&A scholarship, so you get a bit of funding through that and play a lot of Scottish uni stuff. And when I was there was a lot of really competitive golfers. Jamie McCleary was playing for Stirling, Richie Ramsey was in the Stirling team, so there was a really good depth of quality in Scottish universities golf. And then probably the highlight, I was selected for the British Universities team on 2 occasions. My penultimate and final year, I played for the British Unis team. So, yeah, I played all right back in my day, and still kind of try and muscle it around.
And did you play in like Scottish events and stuff like that as well?
Obviously, I did all that.
Did you keep playing Scottish events?
Yeah. So like a lot of your guests you've had on, I played in. I think what was my best finish? I don't know, quarters maybe of the Scottish boys. I'd have to, so long ago I can't particularly remember, but did them all, and a lot less success than some of your guests you've had on had on.
Sounds like plenty more than me.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But then you've obviously kept playing as well, Alistair, and that's kept your passion going. So what does golf look like for you now in terms of playing, and how often do you get out?
I still play as much as I can. I have a young family, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, but try and get down. I play at Western Gailes, so the sunset is beautiful down there, and it's just, the 7:30 tee off through till 10 o'clock when the sun sets. That's like premium Western Gailes golf. And then we'll do the club championship qualifiers and try and get into the club championship. That's still my sort of pinnacle event, is just at a club level. I tried my hand at the Ayrshire stroke play 2 weeks ago, and I didn't come last, so that was good. But we didn't get to the match play.
What course was that round?
West Kilbride.
I was on West Kilbride. Brilliant. Brilliant.
But 36.
What a course!
It's
what
great.
A course you're at. Western Gailes, one of the best in Scotland.
Yeah, it's criminally underrated, but I don't actually mind that. In all the sort of top 100 ratings, it should well, maybe I'm biased, but it should probably be a little higher. But we don't mind. It's not like that's the be all and end all of the quality of the golf course. It's just a fantastic place to be a member and to play.
Yeah, and I know plenty of people that have played Western and they rate it very, very highly. And I don't know about you these days, Al, but I try not to put things into a list from top to bottom. I just go, look, this course is unbelievable and you have a brilliant time
Yeah,
there. And I maybe keep like a top 10, but I try not to put them in order. I don't know about you. How do you feel about that these days?
I cannot do it. I think it's impossible. I can go and play Sunningdale, and I can play Prestwick, and they're worlds apart, but they're equally enjoyable. And then so I find I don't know enough about golf course architecture to know why golf courses are good or bad. I know what I like, and I know when I play somewhere. But I do still struggle with those detaching my experience. I'd love to be one of these people that can go and play a golf course, maybe not play their best, but still say, what a place. I kind of still attach a little bit of I played well, so that must be a good golf course. But no, I don't really buy into the lists because I can't separate the top 20 I've played. I'm doing all right. I play a lot of golf and a lot of golf courses in terms of ticking off all the ones you'd want to play. Um, so now I've played too many good ones to be able to separate them all.
Brilliant. And then back to Scot Sticks. So where did it all start? How did the idea come about and what got you going?
It was truthfully never intended to be what it has now become. To be honest, it was 2020, the summer. We were all locked down. COVID was just rife, and I was a drummer, a professional drummer till I was about 26, and
Right.
all gigs disappear in COVID. There's no one's getting married, no one's having Kayleys, all that. So I found myself kind of sat in the house. Lucy, my wife, was pregnant at the time, so we couldn't even just like have a drink in the house and a laugh. It was kind of a bit boring, and I was just I'm not great at sitting around. So I was aware of some of the sort of stash head covers, ball markers that there was in America, and I was looking at some stuff, and I was like, the shipping and the import on these products make them completely unattainable, or completely the value for money disappears. So started thinking, what can I do for everyone sort of this side in Britain and Europe, and alignment sticks kind of popped up. Just that was let's give it a go. Nipped up to B&Q, bought some garden dowels, hand painted them in the flat. They looked absolutely dreadful, but there was they like really 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 poor. But
Every
there was
first
enough.
release has always got a bit of
Yeah,
improvement to go. Don't worry about it.
there, there was enough there though that I could sort of squint and look at it and think that looked quite cool in a golf bag. And my brother and I went to Carnegie Club, so we were up playing Carnegie at Skibo Castle, and I had put some of my own sticks in the bag, and I can't remember it. This must have been COVID lockdown, must have been easing or something because we were up playing Skibo, but the pro saw them in my bag and was like, "What are they?" And I was like, "That's kind of a product I'm trying to get to market, and I'm going to try and release it and do all that." And that gave me a bit of comfort that if I've got a professional in a shop like Carnegie asking about this product, maybe there's something there. So I formally launched in September, I think, September 2020. A few orders dripped in, but then Christmas hit, and we got like 60 orders because they're a lovely Christmas present.
Wow.
There's it's not something a lot of people would buy themselves, but for golfers that tend to have most things they truly need, it's quite a nice gift to receive. So we got these 60 orders in at Christmas time, and I had no idea how to satisfy this demand. So I did, what age would I have been? I'd been, what, 36-ish, 35, 36. So I did what any 35, 36-year-old would do, and I phoned my dad. I was like, Dad, I'm really stuck here. There's people relying on me to deliver sticks for their Christmas presents to their loved ones, and I've no idea how to do this at scale and to the quality that commands the price I was charging. So he was retired, and he's quite a practical guy, quite crafty. So he helped me develop a bit of a system of how to prepare the wood, paint them at scale at a time that makes it commercially viable. And we managed to get through that first Christmas, and it's just been, increased demand year on year since then. We're now in year 6, which is it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you've been enjoying the show, please do remember to follow on your favourite podcast platform and share it with a friend. Now let's get back to the pod.
How did you actually launch then? How did you take it to market? What was your...
It was very much so. I've never paid a penny in marketing. That's one of my favourite claims to fame. It's been total organic growth through Instagram. Instagram being an incredibly visual, it's a great platform for visual products. So getting the right bag, getting the right course, getting the right picture, it's enough that you can get really good engagement on these products. But what I could go out and I could pay and I could get 100,000 followers and all that, but I'd rather just have everyone that follows Instagram, Scot Sticks Instagram, be a genuine person that's interested in the product, because then that makes them a potential customer.
Yeah.
So we've never set out to do that. It's literally been putting pictures up. The website is the SEO. I learned a lot in doing it. It's all branded by myself. So I learned how to work Adobe Suite for creating the logos. Learned how to make the website, how to process transactions, all that, and plenty of things go wrong when you try these things. But we landed on quite a good brand. It's stood the test of time. It's quite recognisable now. The logo, I quite like the logo still. So I'm not planning to rebrand anytime soon. But it's just hilarious how it's grown to what we at 5,000 followers or something. Just for alignment sticks, it blows my mind.
So after you solved the challenge of the first 60 orders, I mean, what are you seeing now in terms of people looking for the product, and then maybe they're getting it for their friends, maybe they're getting it for family? How's it going now these days?
Yeah, we probably do a 50-50 split on e-commerce and larger orders. So that'll be for either golf clubs, golf events. The events are really good because the attendees in advance. It's going to be 52 people or whatever it is, 52 pairs coming to play a weekend at Renaissance Club for their member invitational. So they're great, and we've got certainty in that. Pro shops, there's still a bit of a, well, how many am I going to sell? Our biggest orders have been probably Gleneagles. We've done 3 or 4 large shipments to Gleneagles now. They shift them quite quickly. But my kind of test is if the shop, yourself, the shops that these things are going to sell in, they stock high quality head covers, your Links and Kings, the clothing brands, Holderness and Bourne and Peter Millar, all that sort of stuff. If that's the sort of style and feel of your shop, Scot Sticks will probably fit in quite nicely. And it gives another thing with a club logo for people to buy. Because I was speaking to quite a few different shops, and they have so many tourists come through. The tourists have all bought the Peter Millar t-shirt. They've all bought the Juice quarter zip. We've now got a product that has the club logo, iconic colours, especially places like Cinque Ports or West Sussex or places like that are just instantly recognisable colours. It now is a product for them to just stick in their bag. It weighs nothing. They put their clubs in the plane. They've got another sort of memento from their golf trip. So it's just another offering for pro shops to get their brand out there. And we're not in control of the costs at that point. The prices, they can price them as they wish. Because we can all go on to the Peter Millar website and buy a t-shirt. If we buy it in Carnegie Skibo Castle shop, the price hikes because of the tax associated with the logo. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
kind of the same with the sticks. I don't mind what people charge, but some of the clubs are making good money off them.
So what would you say separates Scot Sticks from the other alternatives? What would you say makes you really stand out?
It's from an actual product that you use to get better at golf. They're identical. I mean, we can do this with anything. We all put a 3-iron down when we were younger. Alignment is a fundamental that everyone should work on all the time. And there's enough pros in press conferences on my Instagram. There's a wee soundbite of Nelly Corda talking about walk down the range and everyone's got an alignment stick out because it's the fundamental of golf. If you're aiming the wrong way, you've got yourself in bother straight away. So the functionality is the same. All I've done is make them look a lot nicer. I just, have a look at the Instagram at all, but you'll see that I take pride in what the bag looks like, what the head covers look like. So to then stick 2 bits of fiberglass in just ruins the whole show. So make them nice. And I think people get quite attached to their club and they're quite proud. We
Oh,
get
yeah.
a lot of people order their school colours because they were so proud to go to a school that's got iconic colours, or their rugby team, their football team, whatever it is. If we can capture a wee bit of that personality and stick it in their golf bag, it's a no-brainer for a lot of people.
And you touched on materials there, so just talk us through what the materials are and then how you approach the quality side of things as well.
So hickory is the thing that everyone associates with being the original wood of golf. When I was postgraduate, I did a PhD in golf ball design, and that was R&A funded. So working with the R&A, you do a lot of history and background part of writing your thesis. And I was aware that the original wood used in golf was ash, not hickory. So when I came round to doing it, I thought, well, that's a bit of a unique selling point there. If I can be the original wood of golf plus the country that golf was invented, then that's a compelling story. So we use ash wood. It's all UK sourced. And the little end caps that we use, again, they're all UK sourced. So we don't actually import anything, and all our paints are UK sourced as well.
Yeah, and then what about the customization? What's that process actually look like?
So for this, if you get in touch for a custom order, I was going to automate this and put it on the website, and people could but that kind of kills the whole true personalization. So what we ask people to do is place a custom order and detail what it is your inspiration is going to be. So maybe that's the Scotland rugby top, and you've got some blue, you've got some white, and you've got some purple. I'll then digitally mock up 3 or 4 options, send them to the customer. They might say none of them, don't like any of them. Then we'll go back to the drawing board and do some more. Or they might say, design 3 is perfect. You've captured exactly what I wanted. And they'll let us know what engraving they want. So they might put a phrase that means something to them. They might put, their kids' names, their kids' birth dates, whatever it is. And some people get really quite personal with what they want on their sticks, and it's I'm sending this to someone that's quite deep here. they've put some real quotes on. But it's nice to see that people take time and I think it's our duty to do that rather than simply put, this is the default spacing, you just drag and drop colours in. I don't think that's bespoke at that point. That's kind of just a wee bit sort of cheaty.
And what have you seen any? I guess what are some of the requests from customers that really stand out? You mentioned the Scotland rugby team there and a few others, but what ones really stick out for you?
The best, the custom orders are, I can get quite creative when I'm designing those. So there's lots. The good ones always get featured on Instagram, basically. If I've done one I really like, I'll stick it up on Instagram. The favourite designs that I've done is probably the Walker Cup at Cypress Point. That was a really clean green and white with a bit of exposed wood in the middle. that was cool. And like the Ryder Cup, obviously, the design probably wasn't my favourite, but the meaning behind it was definitely my favourite. But I would say the weirdest we've had is a guy wanted to pay the money for bespoke sticks, but have no paint and no engraving. And
What?
I was like, so you want me to you want me to ship you just a stick, and you want to pay custom money for this? If you're absolutely
Sure.
certain we can do this, but that was bizarre.
But do you
Yeah,
think he was maybe going to customise himself, or did he just like the
I've
material or
honestly
something?
no idea. But if you want a stick that's got no engraving or design, you can go to B&Q. They do sell them. Yeah, it's
Sounds like
bizarre.
an opportunity for you, to be fair, to cut down your labour,
Yeah.
increase the margins. We'll just ship it for you. There you
All right,
go.
wild. But I mean, we have
Brilliant.
done a few design changes because we learn from customer feedback quite a lot, and when it was within the first 2 years I shipped to all the major Scottish tour pros, uh, Bob McIntyre, Ewan Ferguson, Scott Jamieson. The list goes on, but Scott Jamieson actually got back in touch, and he was like, "The sticks are great, but I can't get them in the turf. Some of the courses I'm going to are quite firm on the range, and I want to have it
Right.
at an angle for swing playing or whatever." So we took a bit of learning from that, and now we taper one end instead of putting caps on both ends. We shipped some sticks to the Middle East, and the heat there caused issues with the glue, so a lot of caps fell off. We
Oh,
now
okay.
have addressed that with a wee sort of additional process in the manufacturing to put a tiny nail through the cap to hold that on. So we're constantly trying to give the customer the best product that we can and learn from it. But there's, you can never think you're faultless and not take the feedback. So we kind of listen as much as people give us the feedback.
Yeah, and you dropped some great Scottish names there, and you also mentioned the Walker Cup. But what about some of the other events that you've been involved with and you've created custom sticks for as well? I'd love to hear about some of those.
Yeah, we've done a lot of like corporate events. So you have companies hosting golf days. It's a great thing for that because the company can get their logo on something realistically quite cheap because our minimum order is it's not a huge run. You don't need to buy 10,000 sticks.
Yeah.
So even for a small corporate day, we can get the consultancy or the whatever it is on the stick. They can pass it out to their guests. Probably the two that stand out still would be the Ryder Cup and the first Walker Cup, and the Ryder Cup for obvious reasons. I'm quality controlling sticks for Hovland, Luke Donald, Rory, John Rat, everyone. It is phenomenal. But actually, the biggest buzz still came from the St Andrews Walker Cup, which I went to, and you
Wow.
see all the sticks in the bag of your GB&I team, and it's just really really cool to see them in use. And the best the Ryder Cup was slightly irritating because they had European stick covers made, so that you knew the sticks were in the players' bags, but
Right.
for the viewer, they couldn't see them because there was an alignment stick head cover over them. So that was a little irritating. But going to St Andrews and seeing them, and my the Ryder Cup that year in Italy clashed with the due date of my daughter. So that stopped me going to the Ryder Cup to
Right.
see the sticks in action. So I don't resent her, but I'm going to be mentioning this at her 18th birthday and 21st birthday that, mate, your birthday stopped me going to the Ryder Cup to see my product in action.
Brilliant. And then how do
But yeah,
those
it's amazing.
opportunities come around? So is it people, have they seen it on Instagram? Is it somebody as a friend has got them? How does that happen for you?
It's a great question, and I don't know the answer. Because I've never outwardly really marketed, it's all inquiries coming in. For the Walker Cup and the Curtis Cup, the I got that right? Yeah, the Curtis Cup. The R&A got in touch. They are sourcing people that are doing the team kit. Just get in touch and say we would love to have this featured in the bags of the players. What are the players' names? We'll get a wee bit of advance notice so we can get them all engraved. And the European Tour just reached out directly for the Ryder Cup.
Wow.
So it's wild. You receive these emails. I mean, we get an email from a golf club in Saudi, and they just say we'd love to have some sticks. I'm like, how did you find this tiny business in Glasgow from Saudi? But they do, and I think it's all in the back of it. I mean, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. I don't know where I stand on Instagram, but without Instagram, I don't have a business, and my business is nowhere near what it is now. So I've got to give Instagram the credit for allowing us to kind of grow as quickly and as wide as we have. We've shipped all over the world now. It's wild.
And when you have these big events and the products are obviously used and featured, do you see any sort of immediate bump after the event, or does it take a little bit of time through social media to get that out there? What kind of effect does it actually have?
I would say after a good post on an event like a Walker Cup or a Ryder Cup or a Curtis Cup, you do see a wee bump in sales. That's just natural. One of the biggest things, I collect like old Ping L8 golf bags. It's the best golf bag of all time. So I've got a whole heap of them, and they blow up on Instagram. So you'll get
Right.
like 30,000 views of a Ping L8 with some sticks in them, and you can see
Wow.
a direct relationship with sales to a good social media post. So you're always trying to get the next thing to feature on Instagram because you know it's going to pay for itself with a bump in sales. So that's kind of, I don't know what that is, marketing maybe, business development, who knows? But if I take a good picture and a nice golf course of a good looking golf bag, I see increase in sales. It's a funny old world.
Brilliant. So then, future ideas and ambitions, anything you've got in the works for the listeners that they can get an exclusive on, or anywhere you want to take the brand itself?
I questioned a lot with getting involved in the head cover game, but there's too many good head cover manufacturers now. I had an in to get high quality leather through supply chain, but that's too difficult a market. I've got some ideas that are not. I probably won't share them yet, but just to try and grow the offering of the Scot Sticks brand is probably big enough now that people our ball markers sell out really quickly. So it's trying to work out what we can put Scot Sticks on that people might buy, whether that be caps or maybe a short run of whatever. But right now, I think the main thing is just to continue to supply places that are really, really cool to ship to. There'll never won't be a buzz when you sell to a Beaverbrook or a Queenwood or whatever, and just see these package up the sticks and ship them off, and it's really quite cool. So I think we'll try and grow a wee bit more, just doing what we're doing with sticks, and see where it takes us.
Brilliant. So have you got a dream collaboration that you haven't done yet? You've mentioned some brilliant golf clubs all around the world. Anything you've got your eye on?
The biggest nut to crack would be getting the merch tent for the Open. So have
Right.
the R&A commit to I don't know what the numbers would be astronomical in terms of our normal order size, because you see the behavior when you go to an Open and people are just supermarket sweep, just filling their basket straight to the FedEx desk, ship home. That would be really cool. I'd love to see a claret jug on a stick. And we obviously can't do that because we it's not our brand. We get that quite a lot, people wanting to feature their rugby team or their football team, and I'm like, I can't stick someone else's brand on my sticks. That becomes quite legally hot water. But to see the claret jug on a stick would be phenomenal. That would be the best.
Fantastic. Well, Al, it's been brilliant to catch up with you. Thanks so much for coming on. If people want to get in touch, how can they find you?
Instagram's still the best thing. Follow the Scot Sticks Instagram page. If you want to email for questions, specific questions, it's just hello@scotsticks.com. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I don't do, we've had people messaging on Facebook. I don't monitor that, so they'll go unanswered. I don't do TikTok. I don't do any other thing. So it's just an Instagram business.
Brilliant. Listen, I really appreciate you coming on, Al. It's been great to hear from you. Brilliant success. Another great Scottish success story in golf. So thanks so much.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
I'd like to thank Al for his time and for sharing the story of Scot Sticks with us. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and switch on automatic downloads wherever you're listening. And if you know someone who loves the game, please share it with them. You can find the show on Instagram at Link by Golf Podcast for future episodes, clips and insights. And if you have a moment to leave a review, it really does help us reach more golfers just like you. I'm Ross McGuire. Thanks for listening.
Lomond Golf Tours have helped thousands of guests build bespoke golf trips to create a magical experience. Travel in style, whether executive chauffeur travel, whether it's golf on a major championship venue or one of our hidden gems, 5-star accommodation or a boutique bed and breakfast, or is it whiskey tasting on a private boat? Lomond Golf Tours are here to help build the tour of a lifetime. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion or ticking it off your bucket list, embark on a trip that you'll remember forever. Visit www.lomondgolftours.com.